Hello, and welcome back to At Betches. I'm Sami.
I'm Jordana, and Aileen is away this week. We will all be out next week. So we are taking, I think, our first break in many, many years.
Yeah, we are going to meet Aileen in Spain, and in place of our show next week, we are going to be releasing an episode of Betches Video Club right here on this feed. If you haven't heard of Betches Video Club, I love it. I'm very excited every time a new episode comes out. Every week, the Betches Video team discuss familiar movies and TV shows, like, for example, what's the best rom-com of all time? Which of Carrie's boyfriends was the actual worst? And who is the throbbiest heartthrob? It's a great show. So tune in next week. And if you like it, you can watch all the episodes on the Betches YouTube.
So, Sami, let's let everyone in. I know everyone was dying to know what you thought of the Mumford Sons concert that Aileen was at on Friday and that you and I went to together on Saturday. You were reluctant to go. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, it was more like we had plans during the day and it would have been a long day and night. And, you know, two big activities like that in one day is, I know, as you know, you like to do one thing per day. So
indeed,
you know, it's a lot. And so I was more just like, you know, being in a crowd. Like, I don't love a crowd.
But also, you're not the biggest fan of male vocal artists.
Well, I'm not.
Right?
It's not even like, it's like I don't know all the Mumford songs, you know?
Right.
Like I didn't know most of the songs. I probably knew like 5 of them. But I still had a great time. I think Marcus Mumford is amazing. He is definitely giving Bruce Springsteen vibes. I'm very impressed. Very impressed when he ran like all the way through the crowd and then up to the top of the stadium. That really made a big impression on me. And yeah, I think it was good.
Speaking of that, I love the concert too. Big Mumford fan, huge. But we were talking about, because I was looking, you know, I haven't been to a Mumford concert since probably, I don't know, 2016, 2017. And I was
really?
like,
I thought you had.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, they broke up for a little bit, I think, and then they got back together.
I felt like there were, yeah.
Aileen's like a more diehard
one guy
fan
left
than me. As you know, I don't like I'm a fan of things, but I'm not like obsessive about anything. So
right. I understand that.
I wouldn't like make sure I was there every time they were on tour, but I have seen them, I think, a couple times in person, and this was, I think, the third. They were very good, but I did notice, I was like, Marcus Mumford looks much more fit than the last time I have seen him. Like,
well, my reaction was like, wait, I didn't realize Marcus Mumford's hot, because I feel like I would know that. You know, it would just be a thing, like that he was pretty good looking. Also, he just had like a really hot energy, which I feel was not incorporated into my impression of the Mumford and Sons.
Yeah.
But I really honestly,
he had a
also
makeover.
Sounds exactly like he does on the album.
Yes. If his voice is incredible. He does sound exactly like he does on, like, if you're listening on Spotify or something like that. But I feel like he got like a makeover. Like, it wasn't just like, he seems to have lost weight. He changed like his hair.
Was it Ozempic?
Maybe, but I think it's like more than just the weight. I think it's the weight and like he seems like a lot more confident. I think he like looked a little like frumpier back in the day, almost like, I don't know. He looked like a little more folk indie, and now he looked a little more like rocker. Do you know what I mean?
I noticed was that something that made me think of Bruce Springsteen, other than the running up and down the stadium, was that he was wearing like an outfit that Bruce Springsteen would have worn, like a plain white t-shirt and jeans, like he was like the style of outfit. And I thought that was also a very attractive style, very rocker. And yeah. I was like, I didn't realize like that's Marcus, like that Marcus Mumford was like that. I thought he was more sort of just, he never really stuck out to me against the rest of the band. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's what I'm saying. I think he's done like a revamp of his image. I mean,
well, he had a solo album, didn't he?
Right. Yeah. That was probably, I assume that is in line. I didn't really like any of his solo stuff. Aileen, don't come for me. But he did have like a stint where he went solo. So maybe that was part of it. Like this kind of make over your image, because maybe, I'm sure when you're solo and not part of a band, you kind of have to do like really turn on your star power to get people to go. So maybe that was part of that. Again, I feel like he's like an old person from college that I hadn't seen in like 8 years.
Same.
Like I've heard his music, but I haven't like seen him. And I'm like, wow,
Same.
like you really
That's really
reinvented
funny.
yourself.
Do we know like
yeah.
the same amount of Mumford? Like I feel like maybe you
I think
knew
I know a
less
little
Mumford than
more.
I assumed. Yeah, like you do. Yeah.
I listened to like I was a really
That radio.
Their new, I'll be honest, their newest album is not like my favorite album of theirs, Rushmere.
I really
think
like that
it's-
song, Rushmere.
Yeah, the song's fine. But like I just think they're better
I think
albums.
do I like them more than you now?
But you might. Their better albums, I think, were in like I think their peak album, like for at least for my taste. Again, this is just my opinion. Was like 2017 ish. Like I loved like every song on some previous albums of theirs. But
I'll like do maybe more of a dive into their songs and their music and their eras, and I'll let you know what I think. But also, maybe it's not just that being solo made him need to do a makeover, but the actual act of being solo when you had been with a band your whole career, maybe that made him more confident. Also, as I was Googling him during the show, he's 38 years old, which is kind of, he's been famous for probably 15 years. And I feel like growing into yourself at this phase, at this
more
point,
confident. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Totally.
Also, totally the Carey Mulligan relationship. That was a fun dive.
They've been together a long time, right?
They knew each other as kids.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, he definitely seemed more confident to that point. And the Carey
Maybe
Mulligan
between
thing.
the Zepp Bound and the Zolo career.
Yes.
He's
killing it.
Or just working out a lot. I don't want to assume.
Yeah. Could be good old-fashioned diet and exercise.
Well, speaking of musical artists, we have our capitalist queen, Taylor Alison Swift. She's announced a new album, The Life of a Showgirl. She, unfortunately, we are recording this before the New Heights episode with her and the Kelce brothers comes out. So there's going to be a lot more information by the time this comes out. So we don't really want to bore you. But what we do know so far is that the album is going to have the producers Max Martin and Shellback, which is a big deal because they worked with her during her more poppy eras of 1989, Reputation. So I think that maybe gives us an idea of what to expect.
At first, I thought the album was called TS12.
That's actually a thing with like every artist. Like Ariana Grande's will be like AG9.
Because it's their 9th album, whatever they number album is. I thought, I thought it was like a play artists. On like PlayStation, like a PS12 or something.
That's really funny. But it's like
Taylor's video game themed album.
Well, you know what people say? It's like because before you know the name of the album, you want the 12th album. So people will say like, I'm psyched for TS12 or like Mumford and Sons, MAS, or like, I don't know what they do for Mumford.
No idea.
Like Marcus Mumford 2, MM2. I don't know if people do this, but in theory, that's how it works.
Right. What are you hoping this album is about? When does the album come out? Is there a launch date?
We don't know yet. We're probably going to find out tonight. I hope it's Friday. I hate when like, here's what's like, I'm excited, but I'm really not someone, I really am someone who lives by the old adage, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice. I don't like getting worked up. Like you, being a fan makes me uncomfortable. It makes me feel vulnerable. And I don't want to get, I hate getting myself so excited about it when there's like, before there's something to actually be excited about. Like when the music comes out, I'm going to be listening on repeat 1,000 times. I'm going to be all over it. But I like can't deal with the speculation.
Right.
And
I agree. The speculation annoys me a little bit.
I'll take the speculation unless when it's about something concrete. But like I hate that you could be waiting endlessly and since she didn't release Rep TV and maybe debut, I feel that like, oh, it might never come. So I'm like, okay, I'm not getting excited about something till like I know it's coming. It's like imminent. There's something concrete to look at. But So I'm hoping that it's about, and what I assume it's going to be about is the past 2 years of her life. Like I'm guessing it's going to be about like
Travis.
probably the start of the Eras tour, like, or maybe mid Eras tour. Maybe it leaves off with like, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart kind of, and like getting over Maddie Healy and like her deepening relationship with Travis. See, I'm doing the thing I hate of like speculating
Right.
when it's just like, can it be
Right.
here?
Well, maybe that's why it's more upbeat, because they seem to be they're really trying to show that they are deeply in love. Whether they are, I'm sure it's going well. But
My guess is it is going well. They had some
Yeah.
really cute. Well, we'll get to that in a second. My prediction is it's going to be about like fame and the speculation about her relationship and how it affects her relationship. And I bet you there will be something about Blake Lively and
I really
and
hope.
people using her, and like you never know who really cares about you, and you know you can't trust people.
Khaleesi,
And
there better be a Khaleesi line in there, or I'm gonna
dragons.
be so
Eggs.
upset. Dragons or right, yeah. Like I've got to hear some. Come on, like
Maybe
that
it'll
to
be
me.
like, I almost hope that there's like illusions that will reveal like what their relationship was like before, but we'll see.
Thank you, Blakely.
Yeah, that would be so funny. I do think it's interesting, and this is why I'm sort of like, ugh, I don't want to play out the excitement over something that's before it's here. Is that this is so choicely marketed, the way there's like Travis has this GQ shoot, and she's going to be in this ESPN documentary about the Chiefs, their three-peat, and it's all sort of like coming together at the same time in what is so obviously a pre-football season / music promo, which is meant to like so obviously elevate the whole thing and like probably lead into some sort of like engagement marriage announcement. And like, fine, I'm excited. I'm just like tired of the machine of it all. That's it.
I agree.
Like I just want to enjoy the music.
Right. I wish it were like a little bit more understated, I think. But
it's like, why would
this is who she is.
That's not,
yes.
that's un-American.
This is who they are. And Travis Kelce will do whatever he needs to do to be as famous as humanly possible.
So will she.
She's like already.
Remember when I said they're going to be together for 17 years? This is why I thought. Because they have this like they have this like almost like down home Midwestern value system that they then parlay into being like the most famous kind of like American icons. And they are, because what is more American than just like getting as rich and famous and engineering your way, like even engineering something that's even really real, you know, like they relate the relationship. And I don't believe this is like a PR relationship, even if there is PR behind the way it's managed.
Well, they both have similar values.
They do.
Yes.
They do. And I think they have similar parents, honestly. Like he said this in the profile, like they're both used to being seen by millions of people and picked apart by millions of people. And I think it's like they are kind of a rare situation that like they do kind of understand each other.
Right. And I think or at least she is like molding him to be someone more dateable for her. And he doesn't care because he's getting massive amounts of fame for it. So I think like they're both
he's like
they're both like buying guy. They're both buying what the other person is selling. So and it works.
It works. It works. Yeah. But like, I know that we've always said like, oh, he seems so much like dumber. Like she seems so much more intellectual. And my feeling is like, okay, I bet that is something that annoys her. But
maybe she gets that elsewhere.
She gets that from other people.
Yeah. She gets that from wherever. Yeah, it seems to be working. My prediction that they would break up if he didn't win the Super Bowl is clearly not accurate as usual. I'm not a trend forecaster.
Did they win the Super Bowl? I forgot.
No, they lost.
I totally forgot.
They lost. They won like when they first started dating, they won. And then last year they lost.
The only thing I remember about this past Super Bowl is Kendrick Lamar. Hey, Drake, I heard him like him young.
Yes.
That's all.
Look how far away does that seem from right now? Crazy. Also, this GQ shoot, I'm looking at the pictures, is like pretty funny. Just funny to have like him in some sort of like fur cap writing America's Sweetheart. It's just like such a not an America's Sweetheart picture.
It's almost like a Zoolander shoot.
Yeah, like the faces he's making are like
I think he would have come up with the fact that he wanted that to be his shoot at age 9.
I would imagine it's hard to unpack like what is being said. Like, cause he comes out like in this interview and in and even on like the podcast clips, he's like raving about her, like so obsessed with her, but like it's also like in his best interest to do that. So I think it's like it's probably hard to untangle what is for the media and what is real, but again, probably blurred to even them. They don't even know. I guess at the end of the day, who really cares?
I agree with you. I think it's like kind of impossible to disentangle for them even
Right.
because this is their life. You can't take it out of their lives.
Right.
It's and also like that's just people. Like I think think you host a dating podcast. Like like people accept certain things or
no one's perfect.
Want certain things. Like it just no relationship is perfect and like we're like two pieces of a puzzle
and totally unaffected by again even someone by Instagram likes
or their family.
Sure, yeah. I'm saying like there's no relationship. They have it obviously on steroids. There's a lot of money to be made, but every relationship has an extent to a part of that.
I also think like there's clearly a love for each other. There is. Like you can see.
I'm sure there's an admiration for their shared values.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. And for the fact that like they agree on like so much of life.
Right. But I'm saying like compared to like a Joe Alwyn, like is clearly buying this lifestyle. Like Travis Kelce is like all in on like this lifestyle, and so is she. So it's like much better match. I guess much better match for her in that way.
That's what I come back to about sort of like they come from a similar type of place, a similar home. Both parents are deeply devoted to the kids, but are also separated. And so it's like, you have that sort of dynamic where like the parents deal with each other because they want the kids to be successful at any costs. They're used to that type of like prioritization, and they feel like that was both poured into them. And I think Joe Alwyn, being British, coming from like this very like just the Brits are different, as we know. Travis and Taylor are so American. Like they are as American as apple pie, as you might say. And I think that is like kind of what they share that she didn't share with Joe Alwyn. And she just, she's Miss Americana.
Indeed. Maybe you're right.
Maybe Mrs.
they will
Americana
last.
soon.
Perhaps they will last 17 years. We will see. Do you think she's pregnant? Wasn't that like rumored?
Well, I'm pretty sure she's definitely not pregnant since it was rumored so long ago that she'd be clearly pregnant by now.
Okay. Well, I'm sure a lot more. I'm sure we're going to be inundated with Travis and Taylor news in the next few weeks as the album comes out, as this episode comes out. So brace yourselves if you are fatigued with the Travis Taylor news, because I think this is just the beginning, but we'll update you on anything that's worth talking about in the next few weeks.
Jordana, you are in for it if this album comes out on Friday between me and Liza.
I am in for. I would literally, when you said I'm like, I think it's going to come out on Friday, I was like, this is going to be a long weekend.
I don't know if it'll come out on Friday. It could not come out for like 3 weeks.
Here's the thing. Obviously, like I like Taylor's music, and I actually at first I didn't like her other album, but then I actually really liked her most recent album. I forgot what it's called.
Tortured Poets Department.
Yes, that I actually wound up really liking it, but it takes me like a few like weeks almost to like get into it. So
that's like all music or most music, but it doesn't even matter.
Hopefully it comes out on Monday. I'm spared.
No, albums come out on Friday.
Oh, every album comes out on a Friday?
Like in the world.
Oh, so then it's definitely coming out on Friday.
It could come out in 2 Fridays or something.
I feel like that would be like tough on their like promo game. They'd be wasting all this intensive promo.
I hope so. I want it now because I don't want to have to fucking listen to this.
I want
for
it now,
2
Daddy.
Weeks. I don't know. It's not that I like. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I want to hear it, but I don't want to have to deal with like just the exhaustive conversation about nothing new.
Right. You know what would be fun if it did come out?
Nothing new. That's a Taylor song.
And there was a really good song and they like remade a house version to it in Ibiza. That would be fun. I'd be into that.
Well, let's hope they get right on that, Rose.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know how fast these DJs work. Probably need like a week or two, maybe. Okay.
I don't know. I think they can be pretty fast with the internet these days.
That's true. Speaking of celebrity couples who are getting a pretty decent amount of press these days, if they didn't get enough press for their first wedding, Brooklyn Beckham and Nicola Peltz Beckham and Brooklyn Peltz Beckham, sorry to misname him, have renewed their vows after 3 long years of marriage. What do you think?
This was a shocking story to me.
It was so like, why? When you first see this, you're like, why? Like, they just got married and they're like, Brooklyn Beckham is 26 years old.
Right. Like, what are you renewing? It shouldn't have expired that quickly.
Also, like, I mean, obviously anyone who's watched Real Housewives knows that a vow renewal is the kiss of death. But this actually seems like a very expensive way to annoy the Beckhams. Because they weren't there.
That's also what I thought. It felt like a weird form of rebellion.
Yeah, because they weren't there.
Right. It also felt maybe like some sort of party, a spite party, because there was the Beckham's 40th, or David Beckham's 40th that they didn't go to. So it felt
Not
almost
40th.
like 50th.
50th. It's at least
Sorry,
50th.
Whatever. Sorry,
I assume
40th,
unless he had Brooklyn at 14th.
Obviously not. Whatever. It felt to me like it was intended almost to get back at them for maybe that party. All they could think of was to have a vow renewal.
It seemed like a way for the Peltzes to kind of show that, like, to almost redo their wedding without the Beckhams. Because, like,
like they wanted new pictures.
Yeah, like her father marries them. The Beckhams aren't there. Yeah. It's a little like, instead of a renewal, it literally just seems like, oh, let's redo them and like get rid of any pictures. And if you have that much money, like her dad does have that much money, I could see where he'd be like, yeah, sure, why not?
Well, I see why he would and they would, but from my perspective, like, why not do it privately? Because I actually think the headline about it is more embarrassing than just like retaking pictures or something.
Right.
Like, just take some new pictures.
Imagine like how bored you'd have to be, because like planning a wedding is such an ordeal, especially that weddings of these scales.
I don't think that for her it's as much as an ordeal as it is for you and me or any other person. Like, she isn't actually doing anything. She's just like, make me a wedding. And she's like showing her Pinterest board. Like, she's not calling a vendor.
Right.
Or reading the contract.
Or budgeting. Right.
Yeah. Like, there's no budget. You just say, oh, I want it to look like this. I want to use this. It's like there's not really anything. It's like shopping online, I imagine, for her. It's
right.
Okay, so she goes to some fittings. Like,
I've never heard of this before.
Well, let's see what he said, because this is funny. He said, to be honest, I could review my vows every single day with her. They could afford to, maybe. He has a tattoo with his. Did you know he's a hot sauce brand founder?
I think I had heard this. I mean, what else are they going to call him?
Because that's how he gets
David Beckham's son.
To. Brooklyn.
Yeah, but I'm saying if they're
this article refers to him. The article refers to him as a photographer and hot sauce brand founder.
Because that's probably was more approved by his team than David and Victoria Beckham's son, which is like,
I mean, maybe this is a hot sauce PR move. Whatever.
They didn't even say the name of the brand. That's how little anyone even knows about it. Otherwise, they would say the name of the brand founder.
Well, you could Google Brooklyn Beckham hot sauce. Who do you want hot sauce from more than a British person?
Oh my God. Good point.
Okay, so he has a tattoo with his original vows, and he says these ones were actually longer than my original ones.
How long is the tattoo? Like, a vow is like a long, I would imagine at least a paragraph or two, right?
Maybe it wasn't very long. He called 3 years of marriage with Nicola a never-ending play date because they're children. We don't like to go out for dinner, really. We don't like to party or anything like that. When we're together, which is a lot of the time, we hang out with our 4 dogs and drink wine at home. As someone who has 3 dogs, had 3 dogs at one point and no children like them, it's actually really a lot of work to have that many dogs. Just going to say that. Unless they have a staff.
You think they're taking care of the dogs?
Well, they're probably
too busy founding the hot sauce empire. And she's planning another wedding. So clearly, you know.
This is crazy. I mean, do you think it's a bad sign for their marriage, or do you think it was more of
Here's the thing. I think it would almost be a worse sign if they were married for like a normal amount of time, like at least 10 years or something. Like the fact that they literally just got married like less than 5 years ago, I think is more like they're just bored and having a party, and I think the Peltzes are like a little into like Rob. I think they're kind of trying to annoy the Beckhams. I really think there would be no way, because otherwise like you're almost like trying to throw a big event that will get press that will show that you were estranged. Like this is like an announcement that we are estranged and that that we are like close with my family and not close with the Beckhams. Otherwise, what's the point? Just throw a party.
Right, and take pictures and wear a white dress.
It wouldn't get as much press, though, as a vow renewal, I don't think.
Well, it could just like post about it. You know, they can make it get as much press. Oh, they had a huge party.
I think this is a catchier headline.
It is, but it's not a positive catchier headline because it's associated with your marriage falling apart. I agree with you. If there's like this other reason why they could be doing it that's not the typical reason for a vow renewal, so maybe it isn't a bad sign. Maybe it's a sign of extreme unity and codependence, in fact. That's my other theory.
Right. I mean, I guess if you probably aren't getting divorced if you're having the vow renewal, maybe. I don't know.
No, I think that actually that's not true. I think that actually like a lot of people like have it and then they're divorced like 2 years later.
Right. I actually feel a little bad for Brooklyn Beckham because I just feel like he sort of like is being.
He reminds me of a lost boy.
Yes. I feel like he's like just a little caught up in like her world. Not that she's not to blame her or to say that but I do think he's.
No, I think it's more him. He's to blame for being.
Right. I think he could be moved anyway, like the wind blows. It's kind of the vibe I get.
Right. Like part of me just wants to be like, snap out of it. Like you are a person.
What do you want?
Yeah. What? And then like, what does Brooklyn want? You know?
Right. We should like in the Notebook.
Yeah. Right. That's what it feels like. You know what we should do? We should have like a, sane eye for the Brooklyn guy. And we kind of like help him mature.
Yes. I don't know.
That would be a fun game show.
He has to get a real job. I think we should send him to the Caymans this week.
I was going to say that.
Not because he's been awful, but
to sell the timeshares.
I think he could just use I think it would help him mature to be like selling timeshares and having to work for his. I think he would build character.
Here's why I think he's goes where the wind blows with Nicola, because he doesn't have that sense of self. Like it's always just like the Beckham son, the hot Beckham son. And he never actually had to suffer the consequences of being like pretty bad at something other than, the internet kind of mocks you, but they kind of put the internet in a box. But there's nothing like, it seems like he doesn't have anything to feel self-esteem about that he did other than like his good looks and his parents.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying. Clearly, he's doing the photography thing. Like, I think we had a joke on this podcast for years about like Brooklyn Beckham just like how many like just trying to find his thing. He had a cooking show for a minute. Like, he's a lost boy.
Do you think we're partial to him because we saw him? He was behind because we saw him get turned away from the cafe that we were in Cannes, and he had such like I felt a nice harmless energy.
I agree. He did not feel toxic at all. I feel like he was like, okay. And he just left.
No, he has a very earnest, harmful, like he doesn't mean like he just seems to be someone who is not evil or cruel. Like
it doesn't seem that self-entitled.
Given his position.
Right. Although it is kind of self-entitled to call yourself a hot sauce founder.
They called him Look, I could start bottling some hot sauce in my kitchen and call myself a hot sauce brand founder.
True,
he founded a hot sauce brand company, whatever. I think Brooklyn, we're here for you.
I think you should go to the Caymans just to it'll be good for you.
Get a sense of self. And I think who is Brooklyn?
He'll find his way.
Maybe he could get better at photography.
What is he going to shoot, like magazine covers or weddings? Like, where are these pictures going?
Homes in the Caymans that he's going to sell.
Totally. So you have a book recommendation, which is great because we're about to go on vacay.
Good book recommendation. It's pretty new. It's called Mean Moms by Emma Rosenblum. It is really good because it's sort of mocking like the influencer moms that you see on online.
Oh, I like that.
You'll recognize some of the characters.
I love a good mocking.
It's a good mocking. It's like an easy read. And I think you'll enjoy it.
I will definitely check it out. I'm looking for some good beach reads for when I go to Portugal. I saw someone else post.
It's a great beach read.
One of your suggestions was Everyone is Lying to You, right?
Yes.
You said that was really good.
Yeah. That's like a trad wife mom book.
Yeah.
This isn't trad wives. This is like Upper East Side. It's Manhattan moms. The outline asks, is it more Real Housewives or Big Little Lies vibes? It is squarely both.
Nice. That sounds delightful.
Yeah.
But yeah, someone else
right in the middle of that.
I saw someone else post that Everyone is Lying to You was really, really good.
It's great.
And so I wanted everyone
She's
to
been
know
a Betch of the week.
that Sammy said it first.
Thank you. You should read it. I think you'd really.
I'm gonna read
it
on my trip. I'm gonna read
both the moms books you would enjoy. Like they're good commentaries.
I'm sure.
I like a good commentary.
Yes. Okay. So we've established we're sending Brooklyn to the Caymans. We love you, Brooklyn, but come back.
It's a positive Caymans punishment.
Yes. Exact character building. Okay.
We care about you.
Who should be our Betch of the week? We could do Marcus Mumford. We could do Travis Kelce. We could do Taylor Swift.
I was gonna say like it kind of have.
We haven't seen the album yet, so I feel like Taylor cannot go yet.
Right. I kind of was thinking that. I'm excited for the album. She has other opportunities. This is not like her. This is not her week. I think it has to be Marcus.
Let's do Marcus because he had a great performance in art. He's really coming to his own. He looks great. He ran.
I don't think he's ever been it.
He definitely hasn't. He ran up. I can't believe he's going to be Betch of the week. The week Eileen is gone, she's going to be. That's like her number one like crush.
I mean, she liked him when he wasn't as.
She's liked him even when he was not as famous as he is now, although he's still famous.
Or as good looking.
Right. That's the real
I think that's really more the...
So did Carey Mulligan.
They knew each other when they were kids, though. So, like, she knew him in person.
Yeah.
They were pen pals, apparently. Did you know that? Like, they were friends from, I think, like, church camp.
Church camp? Wow.
Yeah. In the UK.
Interesting. I didn't know they had church camp in the UK.
You think they don't have church camp worldwide?
I guess. I don't know.
It's kind of a thing. It's everywhere.
Okay. Well, you learn something
Churches,
new every day.
They're huge. Yeah.
Indeed. I've heard it's big. All right. Well, we will be back in a couple weeks. We'll miss you guys. And watch our new podcast video series that's out instead next week. You're going to love it. And watch this episode on YouTube and rate, review, and subscribe. And we'll be back. We'll be back when we're back. Bye.
We'll let you know. Bye.